Welcome to Think Global, where we explore the pressing issues of our time. This is going to blow your mind. Today, we uncover the shocking truth behind Earth's rising temperatures. Over the past century, the Earth's average temperature has increased by about 1.2 degrees Celsius. Key contributors to this alarming trend include greenhouse gas emissions from burning fossil fuels, deforestation, and industrial activities. The urgency to address this issue cannot be overstated. If we don't act now, the consequences will be catastrophic for future generations. Global warming refers to the long-term increase in Earth's average surface temperature, primarily driven by human activities that release greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide trap heat in the atmosphere, creating a greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect occurs when sunlight enters the Earth's atmosphere. While some of it is reflected back into space, the rest is absorbed and re-emitted as heat. Human activities like burning fossil fuels, industrial processes, and deforestation significantly increase the concentration of these gases. Researchers have collected data from ice cores, tree rings, and satellite measurements showing our planet is warming at an unprecedented rate. One compelling piece of evidence is the consistent rise in atmospheric carbon dioxide levels since the pre-industrial era. This rise correlates closely with the increase in global temperatures, a direct consequence of burning fossil fuels and deforestation. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, emphasizes the urgent need for action. Despite overwhelming scientific consensus, skepticism persists due to a lack of understanding or vested interests. The data speaks for itself, and it is our responsibility to heed the warnings of the scientific community. As we move forward, we will explore the various factors contributing to global warming. Understanding these factors is the first step in addressing this critical issue. Carbon dioxide is released from burning fossil fuels, methane from livestock and landfills, and nitrous oxide from agricultural fertilizers. Infrared imaging shows how these gases retain heat, leading to a gradual increase in Earth's temperature over decades. Transitioning to renewable energy, adopting electric vehicles, and reforestation are crucial steps to mitigate these effects. Detailed graphs of temperature anomalies and historical climate data provide a clear picture of the changes and future projections. Scientists use climate models to predict future scenarios, and educational seminars help communities understand and act on this knowledge. The greenhouse effect is a natural process that warms the Earth's surface by trapping heat in the atmosphere. Greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor trap heat, preventing it from escaping into space. This process is essential for life, but human activities have significantly enhanced it, leading to global warming. The burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, and industrial activities have increased greenhouse gas concentrations. Carbon dioxide is the most prevalent greenhouse gas emitted by human activities. Deforestation reduces the CO2 absorbing capacity of forests and releases stored carbon. Methane, released during fossil fuel production and agriculture, is far more effective at trapping heat. Water vapor increases as the Earth's atmosphere warms, creating a feedback loop that amplifies the effects of other greenhouse gases. The enhanced greenhouse effect is the primary driver of global warming. Increased greenhouse gas concentrations lead to higher global temperatures and more extreme weather patterns. Melting ice caps and permafrost release additional greenhouse gases, creating a feedback loop that exacerbates warming. Understanding this process is crucial for developing strategies to mitigate its impact. By reducing greenhouse gas emissions and enhancing natural carbon sinks, we can address the root causes of global warming. Working towards a more sustainable future is essential.
The Industrial Revolution marked a significant turning point in human history, bringing technological advancements and economic growth. However, it also set the stage for today's environmental challenges. Rapid industrialization led to a dramatic increase in fossil fuel use, particularly coal and oil. Before the Industrial Revolution, atmospheric carbon dioxide levels were stable around 280 parts per million. Industrialization caused CO2 levels to rise sharply, with factories, power plants, and transportation systems releasing vast amounts of greenhouse gases. The widespread burning of coal released carbon dioxide and other pollutants, contributing to air quality issues and health problems. Deforestation for agriculture and urban development further exacerbated rising CO2 levels. Between 1850 and 1900, significant deforestation occurred, leading to a loss of carbon sinks. The greenhouse gases emitted during this period have a long atmospheric lifetime, continuing to affect our climate today. Scientific studies show that CO2 levels have now surpassed 400 parts per million. Understanding the historical context of global warming is crucial for addressing its current and future impacts. For instance, the 20th century saw a global temperature increase of approximately 0.7 degrees Celsius. The Industrial Revolution serves as a reminder of how human activities can alter the Earth's climate. Events like the Great Smog of London in 1952 highlighted the severe impact of industrial pollution. By learning from the past, we can develop sustainable practices to mitigate global warming. Efforts such as the Paris Agreement aim to limit global temperature rise to below 2 degrees Celsius.
Deforestation is often referred to as the silent contributor to climate change. While fossil fuel burning dominates discussions, forest clearing plays an equally significant role in this crisis. Forests act as carbon sinks, absorbing carbon dioxide during photosynthesis and storing it in their biomass. When forests are cut down, this carbon storage capacity is lost and stored carbon is released into the atmosphere. Each year, millions of hectares of forests are cleared for agriculture, logging, and urban development. The Amazon rainforest, crucial for regulating the global climate, is being destroyed at an alarming rate. Industrial emissions, including methane from livestock, are another silent contributor to climate change. Methane, a potent greenhouse gas, is released in large quantities from livestock digestion and manure management. Agricultural practices, such as monoculture and excessive use of fertilizers, also contribute to greenhouse gas emissions. Oceans, like forests, act as carbon sinks, absorbing a significant portion of the carbon dioxide emitted into the atmosphere. However, increased carbon dioxide levels lead to ocean acidification, harming marine ecosystems and reducing their carbon absorption capacity. Efforts to combat deforestation and reduce industrial emissions are essential for mitigating climate change and preserving our planet. Reforestation and afforestation projects aim to restore lost forests and create new ones. Sustainable forestry practices can reduce the impact of logging on the environment. Protecting existing forests through conservation efforts is crucial for preserving their carbon storage capacity and biodiversity. Understanding the role of deforestation, industrial emissions, and agricultural practices in global warming highlights the interconnectedness of environmental issues. By protecting and restoring forests, reducing industrial emissions, and adopting sustainable agricultural practices, we can make significant strides in the fight against global warming. Fossil fuels have powered modern industrial society, but their hidden cost is their significant contribution to global warming and climate change. The combustion of coal, oil, and natural gas releases large quantities of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Coal, the most carbon-intensive fossil fuel, has been a primary energy source since the Industrial Revolution began. Its combustion releases carbon dioxide and pollutants like sulfur dioxide, leading to acid rain and respiratory problems for many people. Despite its environmental impact, coal remains a significant energy source in many parts of the world today. Oil, widely used in transportation, releases substantial amounts of carbon dioxide and other harmful pollutants. Natural gas, often touted as a cleaner alternative, is primarily composed of methane, a potent greenhouse gas. Methane leaks during extraction and transportation can offset the benefits of burning natural gas for energy. Industrial progress has also led to significant environmental degradation, including deforestation, water pollution, and soil erosion. For instance, deforestation for mining and agriculture has resulted in the loss of biodiversity and disruption of ecosystems. Health impacts are severe, with air pollution from fossil fuels causing respiratory diseases, heart conditions, and premature deaths. According to the World Health Organization, air pollution is responsible for 7 million deaths annually. Economically, the reliance on fossil fuels can lead to volatile markets and job losses in traditional energy sectors. The transition to renewable energy, while necessary, requires substantial investment and can disrupt local economies. Transitioning to renewable energy sources, such as wind, solar, and hydroelectric power, is essential for reducing greenhouse gas emissions significantly. These renewable sources produce little to no carbon dioxide and have a much lower environmental impact overall. The shift to renewable energy requires significant investment in infrastructure, technology, and policy changes. Addressing the hidden cost of fossil fuels is crucial for mitigating global warming and its effects. By transitioning to cleaner energy sources and adopting sustainable practices, we can reduce our carbon footprint and work towards a sustainable future for all.
The cryosphere, which includes the Earth's polar ice caps, glaciers, and permafrost, is in a state of rapid decline. Glaciers around the world are retreating at unprecedented rates, with some losing as much as several meters of ice thickness each year. Recent satellite data reveals a dramatic reduction in Arctic sea ice, with the summer ice extent shrinking by about 13% per decade. This melting ice contributes to rising sea levels, which pose a significant threat to coastal communities and ecosystems. The loss of ice also disrupts global weather patterns, leading to more extreme weather events and altering ocean currents. Scientists have found that the warming of the cryosphere is accelerating, with recent studies indicating that the Antarctic ice sheet is losing ice at an increasing rate. The implications for wildlife are dire, as species like polar bears and penguins struggle to adapt to the rapidly changing environment. Projections suggest that if current trends continue, sea levels could rise by up to 1 meter by the end of the century, displacing millions of people. The ripple effects of a warming cryosphere extend to diverse ecosystems, impacting everything from marine life to terrestrial habitats. Addressing the crisis in the cryosphere requires global cooperation and urgent action to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and mitigate climate change. Rising sea levels are a direct consequence of global warming. Melting polar ice caps and glaciers combined with thermal expansion of seawater contribute to higher sea levels. This poses a significant threat to coastal communities, ecosystems, and infrastructure. The rate of sea level rise has accelerated in recent decades. Coastal areas, particularly low-lying regions, face the risk of inundation and increased flooding. Storm surges, exacerbated by higher sea levels, can lead to severe coastal erosion and infrastructure damage. The economic and social consequences of rising sea levels are profound. Coastal cities are at risk of displacement and economic disruption. Critical infrastructure, including ports and power plants, is threatened. The cost of adapting to rising sea levels is substantial. Rising sea levels also impact coastal ecosystems, such as coral reefs and mangroves. Addressing rising sea levels requires reducing greenhouse gas emissions and investing in adaptation measures. International cooperation and support for vulnerable regions are essential. Understanding rising sea levels underscores the urgency of mitigating global warming. Recent studies indicate that rising sea levels can lead to saltwater intrusion into freshwater resources, affecting agriculture and water supplies. Experts warn that this could result in reduced crop yields and increased water scarcity, further exacerbating food security issues. Additionally, the health impacts are significant. Flooding can lead to waterborne diseases and mental health challenges. According to recent scientific studies, the combined effects on agriculture, water resources, and human health highlight the need for urgent climate action. Addressing these challenges requires a comprehensive approach, including international cooperation and robust adaptation strategies. As the planet continues to warm, we are entering what many scientists refer to as a new normal. This new reality is characterized by significant and lasting changes to our ecosystems, human health, and global economies. One of the most visible impacts is on our ecosystems. Coral reefs, which support a quarter of all marine life, are bleaching and dying at unprecedented rates due to rising sea temperatures. Forests are also under threat. Increased temperatures and prolonged droughts have led to more frequent and severe wildfires, devastating habitats and releasing massive amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Human health is another area of concern. The World Health Organization predicts that climate change will cause approximately 250,000 additional deaths per year between 2030 and 2050 due to malnutrition, malaria, diarrhea, and heat stress. Heat waves are becoming more frequent and intense, leading to increased cases of heat stroke and other heat-related illnesses, particularly in urban areas.
Coastal cities are facing the threat of rising sea levels. By 2100, it is estimated that sea levels could rise by up to 1 meter, displacing millions of people and causing billions of dollars in damage to infrastructure. Agriculture is also at risk. Changes in precipitation patterns and more extreme weather events are reducing crop yields, threatening food security and increasing prices globally.
The economic impacts are far-reaching. The global economy could lose up to 10% of its total economic value by 2050 if current trends continue, according to a report by Swiss Re. However, there is hope. Investing in renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, and resilient infrastructure can mitigate some of these impacts and help us adapt to this new normal. It is crucial for governments, businesses, and individuals to take immediate and sustained action to address climate change. The future of our planet depends on it. Thank you for watching Think Global. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content on global issues.